Hello, guys, gals, non binary pals. Thank you for joining us for another episode of GSC's Girl Pod. It's me. Hi, I'm Candy, and I am joined by some of the most wonderful ladies that I know. We've got V and we've got Britt. V, how you doing? I'm Britt. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to be back after taking a week off. Thank you guys very much for letting me have a weekend off to go and see our lovely news editors show down south, which was fantastic. But yeah, no, I'm fantastic. I'm great, thanks.
You missed a Sims talk. You missed a really
I'm
good Sims
upset.
talk.
I am upset about missing the Sims talk, but I have to say the Addy show was definitely worth it. It was a very good
Good.
show. Like,
That's fair.
Good.
No,
I
that's so
mean,
valid.
live live entertainment is as much as I love my computer and I love my little pixels, live entertainment is so good.
yeah. He got us very good seats. We were right on the floor, so like the
Oh,
whole show was like was in the round, so like the
Mm-hmm.
whole it was like a dance floor that they performed on, and we were right on the side of it, which meant the people were coming up to us and like giving us stuff and things like that. There was lots of very attractive women there who were performing as part of the Amdram. Lots of them winked at me, and I was like, God damn. Like, oh,
stage
okay.
doors afterwards.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're invited for after the show drinks. Like, is this part of the performance, or you're like, it
Oh.
was part of the performance. I did not hit on any of these women. That would be inappropriate.
I mean, if they were open to it, that's different.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had been chatting to them and they were open to it, then that's a very different story. I mean, I did not hit on any of them. They were clearly waiting down after 4 days of their very intensive performance, and that would have been, you let the people relax, let the people have a good time. Yeah.
That's totally fair. And what about you, Britt? How's it going?
Oh, we're out here. I feel like the daylight savings time like depression era has already started, and
Mhm.
we've only been doing it for a week, and it's
Yep.
4:59 and the sun is setting and I'm just like, where'd the day go? And
Mhm.
so it's already setting in, but that just means it's more time for video games.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that
So,
I'm glad that when I wake up in the morning to get ready for work, it's bright out. I don't like that I'm still sitting in the office and it's dark and I'm like, "Oh." Then I feel like I just
yeah,
get home and go to bed. Or I should. I mean, I
yeah,
don't, but that like darkness is ooh, I'm not a fan.
yeah. And then you add cold on top of it, and it's just like I like when we were talking before the podcast started, V was talking about, like, the weather where she is, how it's just, like, fall all the time, and I'm like, "Yeah, I could do fall weather all the
Mhm.
time." But, like, winter,
No,
cold
thank
and
you.
wet, no thanks.
No,
No
no,
thanks. So
No.
and then you
don't
add
like wet.
yes, because then it seeps into the bones, and then you're just like, "Ooh, miserable." And then it's
Mhm.
Mm.
dark, and then you're like, "Ugh." So, like, video game time, you know?
There
Yeah.
was a
I
TikTok and it was like, "Oh, it's really hot out. Like, oh, I'll just play some video games in the summer." And then it's like fall and it's like, "Oh, the allergens and stuff are out. I'll just stay home and play video games." Winter, "Oh, there's a snowstorm outside. I guess I'll just stay home and play video games." And it was like every season an excuse to stay home and play video games. I was like, that feels like me. Yes, I wish.
Yes, very much
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. It has gone very dark. We did daylight savings a few weeks before you guys, I think.
Like a
Mhm.
week
Um,
before, yeah.
Yeah.
eh, it has gone very dark here around about like sort of 5 o'clock when it is usually when I leave the office. Um, and the bus stop that I get the bus at to leave the office has no streetlights or anything like that. So
Oh,
I've had to start wearing my high vis vest to work. I have to walk down like a little country road to get into the office as well, so it's good to have the high vest on so I don't
Mm-hmm.
get hit by a car. But it's also good. So when I am walking out into the middle of the road to flag down the bus, I'm like, no, I'm here. I'm here. I've got my high vest on. Don't like I'm here. Like, please don't drive past. I don't want to wait another fucking 30 minutes for a bus.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
No,
Mm,
yeah, that would be a lot. But, maybe people are listening to this sitting in the dark for whatever reason. And if you are tuning in sitting in the dark, what started as just a small joke has now grown into this podcast, which this episode is officially, unofficially episode 20. So the reason I
oh my
say
god.
officially, unofficially is because we titled the first one 0 because we were still figuring out what the hell we were going to do. And it was just like, we're going to talk. And then we decided a fantasy guess and we decided this. And so that's why this is unofficially, officially number 20. And we've grown. It was just me and V being like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. And now we have Britt and we've had
who
guests on.
also doesn't know what we're talking about.
We never listen where the wind takes us, right? That's sort of the best
Yeah.
part. I was thinking about this
Mhm.
earlier. We have the news podcast on the YouTube channel, and you can check that out. If you click that subscribe button, you'll be able to get notifications on that. And I thought about how the news podcast really is like the news arm, and then we are like the editorial arm, where it's just like whatever is happening and whatever is coming is what we're talking about. We may touch on some news, but it is very much opinions.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
like,
on the
it
news
works.
podcast and I don't pay attention half the time. Like they're just like, what are your thoughts on this? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to have thoughts. I'm like, I'm saving all my thoughts for Girl Pods when we're talking about things that are not news related. Like,
When there's no filter.
There's no
yeah.
filter. Doesn't have to be fact. It can be opinion. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
100%. But if you do like some facts, make sure you check out the news podcast. Make sure that you also check out gamersocialclub.ca because there will be the news, reviews, the editorials, the guides, everything written for gamers by gamers. We also have a Discord that we will link down below where we're doing community nights and just general chatting about things. You'll see that Steve happened to say, "Oh, V talked about OW2 in Discord," and I was like, "Oh, Overwatch, we should play." He's like, "Oh, I was thinking not Overwatch, Outer Worlds." And I was like, "Oh, okay, but we should still play Overwatch." So you can see, lots of mistakes like that on there too if you join the Discord and hang out and chat with us. So make sure that you click that subscribe button so that you can see lots of things happen. And we're trying to get in the habit of doing shorts too. So check those out if you're scrolling aimlessly on YouTube instead of TikTok and you're like, "Huh, what's this? What do you mean why inner beauty is becoming outer beauty on Digimon?" Right? You'll get to see it.
I
Why did
can't
they
believe
start
you
so
brought
hot?
up the fact we want to fuck the Digimon. Like, why do you have to call me out like this? Like,
Listen, it was a great clip moment, and then it was just I was doubly excited when I listened to the news podcast, and you were like, "Oh yeah, talking about the Digimon that we want to bang," and I was like, "I'm so glad that that's the short that I took from that episode." I was like, "See, it's still resonating with everybody." It's not my fault they made the
it's not my
Digimon hot.
fault. It's not my fault that Digimon are hot. Like, you put hot ladies in a game, I want to fuck the hot ladies. It's not my fault. Like,
Listen, they gave then they gave the other Digimon like 8 packs. Like, come on. Like that they look human.
you
I'm
give your
like, I
Digimon an
can't.
under boob. Like, what do you want from me? There's an under boob. Come on. Like,
Saying. Just saying. But you can catch all that and more and all the crazy things that we've talked about if you go back to the past episodes. But we'll also have things that we talk about today, which I've already been taking sips, so you may have seen it. So I'll start and then I'll pass it on. Because we always start this episode with "What the hell are we drinking?" And I've already been taking sips because it's been that sort of a week. I'm back on my Angry Orchard nonsense, and I'm drinking their rosé cider. Um, I went and picked up a 6-pack of it today. It's very smooth. It's not super sweet, which I do like about the Angry Orchard stuff. And it's gluten free if you happen to need a gluten free drink. So if you like your rosé but you don't want wine, Angry Orchard is the way to go. Who wants to talk about your drink next?
Go ahead, V.
Well, I don't have anything that is identifiable in front of me, but this is a gin and slimline tonic. I like slimline tonic with my gin because it has no sugar in it, which means I can taste the gin better. Not because I am anti-sugar in any way. I just like the taste of gin. But the gin that I am currently drinking is a Tanqueray Rangpur, which is a special Tanqueray that uses Rangpur limes. They're like orange on the inside, and they're
Oh.
just super limey. And it is my favorite gin. I would say it's Tanqueray Rangpur, for a gin and tonic. My favorite gin for martini is Tanqueray 10. But yeah, fortunately enough, I get it for free from work. So I have, I'm going hard in. It's dark outside. It's time for nighttime drinking. So I've got a nice Tanqueray Rangpur and Slimline tonic for this evening's girl pop.
So valid. So valid.
Um, Mine's not alcoholic, but it's a lime and Coke,
Hmm.
without the alcohol. I was making coffee. I'm usually a coffee girly, but I like made the whole cup of coffee and was just like, this does not sound like what I want right now. So we pivoted. So we've got lime and Coke.
I've
It's
got
not
to
that
appreciate
interesting, but
the sheer amount of ice that is in that drink.
I was thinking
right?
the
Because
same.
I would never pop that many ice cubes out of an ice cube tray for a drink. Like that
Oh,
is the most super cool drink I've ever seen, and I'm
so
incredibly jealous. Like
so
all the ice in mine has melted because I put like 3 ice cubes in it, and I was just like, all right.
so we bought a new fridge.
Mm.
Okay. Long story short, our fridge decided to kick the bucket week before Christmas and 3 days before a blizzard. And so we had to order a fridge because otherwise we wouldn't have food during a blizzard. And so we had a dream fridge in mind, which my husband wanted a 4-door fridge.
That's too
Two,
much.
I
like he
feel like it's
wanted
too many
two on
doors.
here and two down here for the freezer. So for the freezer, you wanted like French doors as well. And I was like, but they do not make French door. Like you have to get like a side by side. Like you can't have an up down. They did, and it was on clearance. And it also made 2 different kinds of ice, like big cube, like Sonic small cube, and it was like the perfect fridge freezer combo. And now I'm addicted. I don't have to buy like bags of ice anymore. Like I can just.
Mhm.
So that's why, like before this, it was filled to the top. It has melted drastically, but I'm an ice girly,
Mm.
and only
I put
simply because I don't have to pop them out.
Yeah, I make mine in a little ice cube tray, and I'm like,
Yep.
this is too much work and effort, and also my hands get cold.
Mhm.
If I had to do that, I probably would not be an ice girly. But I mean, when you just have to scoop it and put it in there, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that's
still
fair.
just
We
shocked
might
that you found that perfect, like, fridge,
right
and I'm like,
on clearance.
is it that there were only, like, 5 people in the world that wanted this particular fridge with 4 doors, and they're like, "We gotta sell this," and your husband just found it at, like, the right time?
It's a weird like the fridge is a weird concept. Like, so you know how like they have the up and down fridge freezer combos with like
Mhm.
the drawer?
Yeah.
Well, we had that and the freezer kicked the bucket. So we're like, well, let's just use the fridge till it dies. And that died like a week later. So um we were like, we don't want this type anymore because trying to get
Mhm.
in to get the stuff in the drawer was just never possible. Like we have a kid who eats, a lot of freezer things. So he's like, I want a door. Like, and they're not tall doors, but the one side can be turned into a fridge too. So if you don't want double
Oh.
freezer, it could be freezer small fridge combo. So like if you want just all your drinks in that one,
Mhm.
yeah. So, I mean, it I, the fact that we found it on clearance was like the best part. So
That's
I'll take
nifty.
it.
I've got to say, we spoke a little bit before the podcast about like the for Brett and Candy moving over to Scotland, but you'd struggle to find houses in Scotland to fit that size of a fridge freezer. Like I just have a little top down fridge freezer.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
small. Like,
Oh my god,
but
but
I
I just
suppose
realized, wait, how good is the ice in Scotland if it's the best water in the world?
yeah, you put it in from the tap. Yeah, it's good ice, man. Like it's very good ice.
So maybe
Like,
Scotland is the place for you, Britt. I don't know about the fridge.
no, you can get fridges that make their own ice. Absolutely. Like you get fridge
But
freezers
they're
that
not
do
going to be
that.
as large as my
They're
current
not going to be as
fridge.
large as that one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, my dad's got a pretty big fridge freezer, despite the fact he lives alone. Like, it's just this massive fucking fridge freezer in the 5-bedroom house he lives in by himself. But but yeah, like the small flat that I live in, live in a very small flat. You're not fitting a big fridge freezer in there, which is fine.
Mhm.
I live by myself, so it's okay. But I suppose actually, if you think about it, like big houses in Scotland are probably significantly cheaper than big houses in the US also. So yeah, you probably could have just like the biggest fridge freezer known to man. Like um I've
I
always
want
just
them
wanted a
separate.
separate. Well, yeah, I've always wanted like a separate fridge
Mhm.
just for wine and beer. Like
Oh, a
I
lot of
went
people
to
have them here in the US. That is a thing.
yeah,
That is a thing.
I went
It's
to
called the garage fridge.
oh, I see. I live in a flat. I don't have a garage. Like
Mhm.
I'm going to have a shed soon. Like which is very
Okay.
big, so I can actually fit the things from my spare room into the shed, like my barbecue. But but yeah, no, I went to a friend's house for her birthday, I think when I was in uni, and their kitchen was huge. She lived in a big farmhouse. Like and they had two separate fridges. For one for wine and the other one for beer. And I was like, that's the fucking dream. That's the dream. But also at the same time, if you asked me to move out of my house so I could have that, I'd be like, no, it seems like too many rooms.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to hoover like more than 4 rooms. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that.
See,
Like,
growing up, my parents had they called it the beverage fridge. And it just has like overflow things like,
Mhm.
you know, if there was like a holiday or something coming up, they would put like, overflow stuff, but it's mostly filled with beverages. Like they'll go to like the big box stores and buy like cases of things for like summer parties and stuff, and it's just constantly stocked, and I'm like, that's the dream.
that's the dream.
To
I would
like
bankrupt myself because I would fill the fridge and then drink everything in the fridge and then have to refill the
Refill it.
fridge.
and also have to go get your stomach pumped at the hospital after drinking the whole fridge.
Nah, like we Scottish, we fight. Like my grandfather was Irish. Like, like we be drinking. Unfortunately, it's very bad for you. People who are listening to this, do not drink like a Scottish person. It's not good for you. Like there are other things you can do to get a good night out or a good night in. You don't have to drink a fridge worth of wine. Like,
Yeah. That's a lot of wine. You might wake up with a little bit of a headache the next day.
Just a little.
A little
I
bit.
live very close to McDonald's, so it's fine.
Get that good greasy food. Mm.
It's the draft iron brew. That's what I want. Like,
Ooh, wait, you have Iron Brew on draft out there? That's so
well,
exciting.
yeah,
Because I mean,
of
we can
course.
buy it in the bottle, right? Like,
Mhm.
especially over here, because of where I am, there are enough people that have moved over from the UK. So we even have like a whole UK grocery store that like really specializes in getting things shipped out. And although Iron Brew you can get in most grocery stores in their like international aisle, but obviously it's only just the bottle, right? Which is like
Mm.
fine. But the idea of having it like on tap just sounds so good.
I think I've
Yeah,
had
no,
Iron
yeah.
Brew twice. Yeah. Well, so a friend when I was in my 20s.
You're
I
still
had a
in your
friend from
20s, right?
Scotland, and his family would ship him over Iron Brew.
Yeah,
So
fair.
I don't think I remember the taste, but like I was like, okay, this is pretty okay. This is pretty okay. And he's like, yeah,
Hmm.
people use it to use after drinking. And I was like, oh, I guess I could see that. So
Yeah.
I
I mean,
yeah.
weird.
we do drink it like all the time. There is a stereotype in Scotland that it is only a hangover cure. That's not. It is a good hangover cure. Like I'm not going to deny that, but we do drink it all the time. But yeah, of course, we have it on draft. There's like levels of Iron Brew in Scotland. Like
Mm,
so, peak Iron Brew is what. So I grew up in Glasgow, so it's what we would call a jeggy, which is a glass bottle of Iron Brew. You can get glass bottles of other juice or soda. I think you guys would call it like fizzy
Mhm.
juice. Like so it's like 750 milliliters in a glass bottle. So you can get like bars red cola, you can get cream soda, a bit of limeade, all the fun stuff. But a glass bottle of Iron Brew is specifically called a jeggy, and it is peak Iron Brew. Like, if you if you are out on a night out and your drunk self decides that they're going to go into a kebab shop on the way home and they pick you up a glass bottle of Iron Brew to put in the fridge. So the next morning, when you, hungover version of yourself, wakes up and then is scrounging around the house, being like, oh God, I'm rough. What's happening? And then you open the fridge and you realize drunk you has got you a jeggy of Iron Brew. That's peak. That is the best thing you could ever hope for in the world. Um,
I love that.
uh, and then you get it on draft in pubs, McDonald's, like restaurants. You have draft Iron Brew. Then you would do like plastic bottle cans. But yeah, peak is Iron Brew out of a glass bottle.
Yum.
The 1901 Iron Brew, which is the full sugar, because they did remove some of the sugar after the UK put the sugar tax in. But
so that's
a
pretty
glass
much like
bottle of
drinking a Mexican
1901.
Coke. Like
That's what it
that's
sounds like,
Yeah.
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
like the Coke that they serve in the really nice glass bottles. That's
Mhm.
Mhm.
that seems like because then you have your like,
Your
your
American Coke that's like
yep,
high fructose corn syrup and
yep,
God knows what else that's in it that's gonna kill us
yep.
all.
But you have like the different levels, like the super fizzy ones from the fast food restaurants, and then you have the cans and the bottles. Like
Mhm.
you have those levels. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, when you guys come over to visit,
Okay.
obviously,
Yeah.
I will make sure that everyone has a glass, like a proper jeggy of 1901 Iron Brew, because it is
Okay.
delightful. Even doesn't matter if you're hungover or not. It's great for a hangover, but if you're not a drinker, you would prefer to partake in other things. It also goes very well with some snacks in the evening. Like it's just a
That's
good time.
That's how I've had it, just like coming out of I've had it like coming out of a snack box because for a while we were doing like those snack boxes they give you
Yeah.
of like international treats. And it's like here's an iron brew and here's like a bunch of other snacks and just be like, oh, okay, like I'll have some of this and ooh, this snack is like maybe a little salty or a little something. It's like, what does it go good with? This nice bottle of iron brew that they sent me.
Oh
Those
yeah,
international
absolutely.
snack boxes slept.
They really do.
I got we decided to do that for a little bit, and I will tell you some of the things that come out of there and you can't get them anywhere else, and you're just like, like
Yeah.
trying
I did
otherwise you have to ship them in.
you have to ship them and it's so expensive.
Mhm.
I've done like I've done like a obviously marathon like gaming streams and stuff like that. And obviously because of my username Candy, I would do a lot of for a while, like especially when I was getting those, I would do a lot of like feed me a treat, right? Like feed me something because they would also come with a lot of different candies. Um so I would do like, for X amount of points or a donation or whatever, I'll eat some sort of a snack that came out of this box. And we would pause whatever game we were playing, which sometimes meant that I would die in whatever game we were playing. And like just show it. And that was like, oh, these things are just some of them were delicious. Some of them were not that they were bad, but they were not for me. Obviously, I like a
Mhm.
sweeter treat. Um, you know, and then it would always be funny when it's like, "Here's a bunch of high chews from Japan." I'm like, "But I can buy these. I want all the other weird stuff." Like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, we did a for Christmas last year, my dad got us, like, 6 months worth of snack boxes.
Mm,
Um,
that's a good gift.
we did not get through them fast enough, so for a while on the table, we just had a collection of snacks, and it became a hodgepodge of, like, we don't even know where these came from anymore because then we were just trying to, like, get rid of the boxes and just combine things, so you just have, like, this might be from Turkey, and this might be from somewhere in the UK, and I think this is Greek, and this is Italian, and I only know it's Italian because my friend said that she's had it when she's gone to Italy and visited. Like, it was just like, "What is this?" I don't even know. But those are pretty good times. I do I do
Well,
enjoy
what I'm
those.
gonna do, Ben, is I'm gonna send you both over some Iron Brew bars,
Ooh.
um,
Ooh,
which are like chewy, like they're chewy, they're long, they're like these like bits of
airheads.
I
Almost
don't
like
know what an airhead is, but
oh,
it's
like
like it's almost
taffy?
like yeah, it's almost
Almost
like a
like a taffy?
taffy, like
Okay.
Okay.
but they are Iron Brew flavored and they're quite sweet, but they're also quite sour, and they are banging. Like, I will send some
Didn't
over to you. Like,
didn't they make, like, Iron Brew bits before?
oh,
Where they
if
were
they made them, they
tiny?
I don't think they made. If they
Maybe
made them,
I'm
they only sent them
Only sent them here.
out.
yeah. Maybe
But
I'm wrong. I thought they were, like, Iron Brew bits, and they were just, like, basically that, but, like, tiny little maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I've
I don't
seen
know.
they
I've seen a
I
lot
think
of
I
other
got
ones
them
like
in
that,
a
though.
yeah,
mm,
because I think I got something like that in one of those boxes.
mm,
Mm,
So,
I don't know.
that's
You
why.
need to
that's
you
fair.
need to try an Iron Brew bar. Like, and
We'll just do a tradesies. Well, I
yeah.
don't know what 'cause I think I have access to, like, some Canadian,
Oh,
candies
you
too,
probably
like
do,
Aero
yeah.
bars, and Coffee Crisp. Send those over.
So is Aero is different in the US, right? So Aero, we have Aero chocolate here, but it's like bubbled. So it's like,
Yeah, they have that in Canada. Mhm.
mhm, yeah. So we
Mhm.
Yes.
have those in multiple different flavors. Everyone loves the
Yep.
mint one, and I am
Yep.
fundamentally against mint chocolate. I think it is
Really?
a bad time.
Oh. Well,
Oh.
then I'm gonna have to send you
This is my
Oh
hot
orange
my
take for me.
chocolate.
goodness.
I think if I wanted to have mint chocolate, I would have just brushed my teeth and eaten some chocolate.
Not
So
the same.
No, it's not.
absolutely, it's the same. It's the
Not the
same.
same.
You're all,
Not the same.
but
It's a much more it's yes, it is minty, but it is a much more, like, subdued
Mhm,
mint to blend well and bring out the very specific notes in the chocolate.
mhm,
It's like this it's sort of the same idea where people are like, have chocolate, you know, with like, you know, you have certain things with chocolate and you don't do certain things with chocolate. You know, like some people be like, "Oh, the salt in this is really gonna bring out the flavor of the chocolate because of these notes." And you know, it's like different combinations in that way. It is very specifically meant to not be toothpaste, but to be like a flavor enhancer. And the flavor enhancement
mhm,
does kind of work both ways with the chocolate and the mint. But it's a very specific type of chocolate that's in it. It's like you're not doing it with like milk chocolate, you know, you're unless you're really tamping down on some of the mint flavor. Like they are very specific about what the combination is because I could see people being like, "Well, I'll just do this mint with, like, this white chocolate," which isn't even really chocolate, and I'm like, "No, don't let's not do that. Like, maybe let's not. There's a
mhm.
limit."
oh, well, I'm pretty sure a mint Aero in the UK is like white chocolate with mint in it with like a milk chocolate outer.
But you have the milk
Um,
chocolate in there still. See?
yeah, I
That
still
makes a
don't like
difference.
it. It's like this is my hot take for the podcast. Like, I don't like mint chocolate flavored things.
Mm,
I
That hurts my heart.
fundamentally just I'm
yeah.
sorry. But that
As a
just
mint
means more
chocolate chip
mint
ice
chocolate
cream
for you.
lover,
Mhm.
yeah,
No, but
that
that just
really
means
hurts
more
my
mint
heart.
chocolate for you both. Like, it means we don't
Well,
need to share. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
but
that's fair.
do we share the jackpot of mint
Mm.
chocolate?
You guys
We're
can just
different
have it. I
countries.
don't want it. Like, I don't want it.
What about
You
orange
guys can have
chocolate
it.
though?
Hmm?
Have you
Orange
heard of
chocolate is
orange?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like a delicacy where I'm from. Like
Oh, so I've
that's a
got some
big
stuff
thing.
that I could send you. Like,
Okay.
so
That's
obviously
like a big thing here.
We have Terry's chocolate orange. Do you guys have
Mhm.
Terry's chocolate orange?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Every
So
Christmas.
I don't know if this is in the market yet. So I might have. So I work for the company that makes Baileys. Um, and they are launching a Terry's chocolate orange Baileys, and it is banging. Like, it is so good. We got given some samples of it in a meeting a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, I didn't drink it in the meeting, and you can't prove that I did. And if anyone who I work with watches this, I didn't drink at my desk, and again, you can't prove that I did. But it's so good. It is so good. And if you are a coffee drinker, I know you're not a big drinker, right?
I don't
But
care. I do like me some Baileys though. And
Some
if you
Baileys
add
and
orange
coffee?
chocolate, oh,
yeah,
the
Bailey's
second
Terry's chocolate
Mm.
orange
if
was
it
so good.
hits,
I feel like I'm gonna have to pick up multiple bottles. Obviously, ship one to you both because a little Bailey's coffee,
Mm.
but it's Bailey's Irish chocolate orange.
okay,
Yes, yes,
hot chocolate.
Yes. Hot chocolate and
yes.
Baileys?
Okay.
A hot chocolate with
Okay.
that
So
orange? Yes. Mhm.
so that's one thing that my partner and I do most Christmases is we make a crock pot full of hot chocolate just to drink all day on Christmas. Like, and then sometimes we'll add a little bit of alcohol. Like one year we added, I think it was banana something. I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't even
like
remember who the
I mean, there's
banana.
different like liqueur flavors or
Yeah, it was a banana liqueur
mhm.
and it tastes like a chocolate covered banana. Like, so that hits market before Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yum.
it
you'll
should
know what
be in
I'm
our
drinking
staff
on Girl
shop.
Pod.
It should be in our staff shop soon.
Okay.
So as soon as it's in the staff shop, I will be buying some bottles. Then we can be shipping some bottles, so we can have Christmas girl pods where we're all having Terry's chocolate orange
I'm
Yes.
Baileys.
in.
Like,
No one needs to convince me. I'm in.
Yeah, yeah.
technically not sponsored by Bailey's. I just work for them, and that's fine. Like, like,
It's not a sponsor. It's just you being like, this is good.
well,
That's
yeah,
like every
this is
episode
not
of
sponsored.
this.
It's just good,
Yeah.
and I just work there. I'm sorry.
We're
Like,
still waiting for a sponsorship. We're like, someone sponsor us. Angry Orchard, sponsor me. I will do a whole listen, we will record stuff at Angry Orchard. It's beautiful up there. Like, come on, sponsor us. We're waiting.
the people that make the snack boxes in the US sponsor us. So,
Yeah. Oh
but
my God, there's so
Yeah.
many of those
my
different
lovely
ones too.
ladies can have more snacks. Like, come on. Like,
I will insert a commercial of us like opening them up and trying different things. We will do it. Not a problem. Be like snack crate. I don't know what they're called. There's so many different ones.
That's
But
the one I think that's the one I had, is Snack
yeah.
Rate.
It's like we
Yeah.
interrupt this episode of Girl Pod to bring you this sponsored ad from Snack Crate.
yeah.
Instead of Dream podcast guest, it's gonna be like Dream
Snacks.
sponsor.
Dream sponsor.
Or
Dream
dream sponsor,
sponsor.
or dream snacks.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know,
Dream
right?
Snack.
All of the above. But that is a perfect time because I know we've been talking a lot about drinks and all that. Who are you having drinks with this week, V?
So my fantasy guess for this week is because it was just N7 day yesterday. So if people don't know what that is, but that's Mass Effect Day,
Mm-hmm.
because you are an N7. So my fantasy guest for this week is David Gator, who used to work for BioWare. He did some writing on some of the Mass Effect stuff, but he's most well known for doing the majority of the writing for the first 2 or 3 games in the DragonAge series. And I love DragonAge, one of my favorite games. But he also wrote for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is
Okay.
my favorite game of all time. and I do believe that it has quite possibly one of the best twists in video games. I shan't spoil it if like what 29 years later or something. If not played it, I don't know when it came out. Like, but it's like it was a long. It came out in 2003. So
Oh my
yeah,
god.
20. If 20
22 years.
uh 22 years
God.
later you've not played it, I won't spoil it, but you should play it
The
because it
game is
is
old enough to
one of the
drink in the
best.
US. God.
It it is one of the best RPGs of all time. But yeah, he's such a good character writer and such a good writer for RPGs. Um, and I've been playing a lot of Outer Worlds 2 over the past week because I will be reviewing it for the site. And I'd like to just like chat to someone who's behind some of my favorite video games of all time, but
Mhm.
also someone who has written what I consider to be some of the best video games of all time, in terms of their writing, their character writing, and like it takes a lot, I think, especially now with modern video games that
Mhm.
have really memorable characters. Like there's so many games come out. Like what was it, like 18,000 games got released on
Oh
Steam or
my god.
something last year. Like, so it's a lot of games.
That's a lot of
I
that's a lot of games, and I know we've talked about this number before, but 18,000 games come out, and the average gamer buys 2 a year in the US?
Yeah, yeah. We do
Damn.
have to address the fact that too many people only play COD. Like, this is something that too many people only play COD and then think their
Mhm.
opinion is like the gamer's opinion. Like,
Mhm.
um, I mean, I'm not going to go into the comments from Shroud last week about Expedition 33 because I've not finished Expedition 33. Um,
Same.
but his comments on stream, which were we can't let Expedition 33 win Game of the Year. We have to all vote for Arc Raiders because multiplayer gamers are in the minority. And I'm like, and what fucking universe is this even remotely true? Like, like, what do you mean? Like, COD is still one of the biggest selling games every
Mhm.
year, and people only buy it for the multiplayer. But as someone who genuinely believes that video games are an art form, um, I would love to talk to David Gator about how, because he's written a lot of books
Mhm.
that are in the Dragon Age series and things like that. But how different it is to write a story for a branching narrative video game versus how
Yeah.
you would write it for a book and things like that. I think it'd be really interesting. Um, because I love a bit of choice in a video
Mhm.
game. I specifically love a bit of choice when you make that choice and then it means that something else happens and that you might be sad about it and you might be annoyed about it or
Mhm.
you can't do anything. Like, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Like in life,
Mhm.
you cannot please everyone. And I do like it when video games have that. So I would love to chat to him about his process. I know he did a lot of writing for the Stray Gods, the
Oh, the
musical
role-playing musical,
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because he doesn't work for BioWare anymore. But yeah, I just think he's a fantastic writer, and I would really love to pick his brain about the difference between writing for video games versus
Mhm.
writing for novelizations or any other medium where it's a very linear story versus
Yeah.
you know how do you take into account the fact that I might play as a fucking gremlin like, versus someone who actually wants a good outcome at the end of the game like
No, I mean, that's so valid, right? Because I think of DragonAge and especially the first one. I think I played the first one 2 or 3 times just to get different endings and, different ways of, like, behaving and, um, and the branching narratives. And I know obviously, like, branching narratives have also come a long way, and there's other games that do it too, but I feel like I feel like Dragon Age was one of those that just did it so well, and to have to really write that way and to lead that process, because I know there's other games that, you know, it'll be, "Oh, well, we hired a bunch of scenario writers," right? So, like, I'm thinking something to sort of compare that to, which was maybe too many scenarios, um, was, and I still haven't finished all of them, was this year, the 100 Line Academy came out, which is from, the creator of Danganronpa and the Somnium Files, and it's branching narratives to get to 100 different endings. I have not hit 100 different endings, but it's not like they wrote all them, like, they had different scenario people come in and write them.
Yeah.
Right. And even Shuten Order, which I reviewed earlier this year, it all led to one place, but even with that, it was like, oh, there's different people who are doing some of these things, right? So to have him then be someone who's overseeing more of it and comparing it to the idea of, well, in this universe, here's this story that I've written that is very linear. And then in the
Yeah.
same universe, the choice is yours. And I think that's an interesting dynamic to balance, right? And some people want to be the hero, some people want to be the villain. Some people are going to absolutely hate the choices you give them. How do you navigate that? That's
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
interesting.
Well, the first Dragon Age was like maybe the second game that I ever 100%ed for achievements. I think the first one was like Assassin's Creed 2, which was very easy. So like, but the first Dragon Age, you get 6 different backgrounds
Mhm.
to choose from, and each of them has their own opening story.
Mhm.
And the background that you choose does affect decisions that you make and how people react to you throughout the entire game.
Yep.
And I was just like, this is magnificent. Like, this is peak what I want from video games. Like, just like you can choose a human noble, or you could choose like a city elf, which means
Mhm.
you're like grown up in an alienage, and people just continually look down on you. You're like a, a noble dwarf, or you're a castless dwarf. You have 6 fully different, like, and I
Yep.
think they're about 2 hours long, each of them, like,
Mhm.
opening stories that you can be your character, and they do define your character for the rest of the game. Yeah, you can make different decisions, and, like, some of the decisions are pretty linear in the game, but the way that the people of the world
React.
react to
Mhm.
you based on who you are and what background you chose, of 6 different ones, and that we're talking Xbox 360 era. Like, this is so long ago. Um, and
It's
then there
so
was
long
like
ago that it doesn't
5.
work well on Steam now because I wanted to go back and try to play it and I couldn't do it and I was so mad. It kept crashing on me.
Yeah, but it's still actually really good on backwards compatibility on the Xbox. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I don't have an
Like,
Xbox.
was like a dream.
Ugh.
But
You know
yeah, just
what?
having
What year
all
is
of
it?
that. Like,
2025, the year of remasters and remakes? Can we get a Dragon Age remake? Listen, Veilguard clearly didn't do what y'all wanted it to do, so can we just remaster Dragon Age 1,
yeah,
please?
can we? Can we do that? I want it. Like, it came out 2009. Give it to me.
Ugh!
You
I
you guys did
graduated college.
but they did the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which was fantastic. I fucking love Mass Effect. Like my favorite game of all time. Like, I've got Mass Effect tattoo. Like, um, but oh, give me that Dragon Age Origins remaster, man. I'd be so happy.
I wanna
Like,
relive
it's
being a
such,
Grey Warden. Come on,
yeah.
give it to me.
I want to be my little Grey Warden guy, like in Romance Alistair, who likes licking lampposts
Yes.
in winter. Like, give it to me. Like,
The first time I romanced Alistair and the second time I romanced, Morrigan.
yeah, I romance everyone. I played through that game like 8 times, despite the fact there's only fucking 6 characters you could do. Like, I played through it so many times, got all the achievements, and I was like, oh damn, this is how I want to play video games. Like, and Their Worlds 2 is doing a little bit of that for me. It's like scratching a bit of that itch. You make decisions, and then those decisions stick. You can't make everyone happy. Like you're like, oh
No.
well, you did this, and I'm like, you're absolutely right. I did do that. No, fair
But
point, well made.
is it a good experience?
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. Loving
Okay.
it. Like
Because and I know we talked about this a little bit before the pod, and you know, I know, Britt, you brought up the Life is Strange games
Mhm.
in terms of, like, choices that matter, and I played all of them recently, like, within this year. I did not have a good experience with all of them. Like, I liked what they were trying to do, but by the time we got to the most recent one, I was like, "Game kinda sucks, though. I don't think we needed to revisit this character." Right? So, in the idea that choices matter, right, does it sometimes feel like it takes away from the experience if it also feels like they're pigeonholing you with certain things, or almost making it feel like the choices that mattered previously in, like, previous games are not as important,
I think it depends on the game
right? Because I know so many
or the
people were
storyline.
mad. Yeah, so many people were mad at, like, this most recent Life is Strange, and it's like, "Well, you wrote out this character," and I won't say which character, like, if you saved her and if you know, right? And people were so upset about it, and I was like, "Well, to me, she kinda sucked anyway," right? Like, I didn't like her. Uh, alright, so I sacrificed her. But I was but then it does feel like so you made this whole choice in the first game, and it asks you if you did these things, right? And you can say, "Yeah, I did these things," but then it makes it sort of irrelevant in this new game, which then also kinda, in my opinion, sours, like, the choices that you made before. It's like, "Well, then my choices didn't matter because at the end of the day, this character is no longer relevant, even if I sacrificed an entire town to save this character before." Like, and I'm like, "Maybe you shouldn't have connected the stories. Maybe they should have continued to be separate because then choices mattering feel like they don't matter if you just wrote her out." Like, I don't know how to, like, whereas, like, I feel like what was really great with DragonAge, they asked you well, they didn't even ask you. They had
we used to have the Dragon Age keep
the
thing,
keep,
which
and
I
it
think
brought
the
in your choices and then made them matter.
yeah, and they lost that on Veilguard, and I think that was a mass. They didn't do it, and I think that was a massive fucking loss. To be perfectly honest, like I want my choices to matter, like because I
But,
made them, and it's important.
yeah. But I think that's what parallels with, like, the most recent Life is Strange, where it's like, if you save this character and then it's like, "Oh, we fell apart." I'm like, "So, I don't know, man. If someone chose to save me over an entire town, right, I'd be kissing their feet every day, right? Like, I would not
I've not played the most recent Life is Strange, so I don't. You definitely have though, Brett, haven't you? I would like to.
Not the
Yeah.
second one. No, I have
Oh
not.
no, no, no.
Mm-mm.
like, it's no spoiler that she's not in it,
No. No,
right?
I've gotten to
Because
the I yeah, I because I finished the first one.
yeah, like,
No.
everybody that, like, played the second one, that was, like, one of the biggest complaints, right? But the other thing that I felt with the second one too is that it's weird because I say the second one, but it's the second one in Max's story. It's not like Life is Strange 2. So it's like a
Mhm.
little bit weird. Um, but like things that happened in the first one don't feel relevant anymore. And I'm like, so why? You could have made this anybody else's story, right? And you
That's
could have
true.
filled it out better, right? So my
Mhm.
choices at the end of the day didn't matter. Like, and I was like, And I think because I've been playing more games where the choices do matter again, right? I'm like, that falls really flat. Like, and I mean, we all should have known that it was going to fall flat when Square Enix was like, "Hey, we're putting out this survey really quick after Life is Strange, Double Exposure has come out to hear what everybody has to say." Um, but like having good writing and choices mattering is very important. If you're going to say this is a game where choices matter, like, don't tell me the choices matter if you still funnel me in one direction.
Especially when your thing is some choices have consequences or this choice has consequences. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's their whole thing.
That is their whole thing. And it's like, but it didn't have consequences. Still left. She still left me. I'm still alone. So what mattered? Like, what do you mean? Like, and obviously there's a lot more that happens in that story, and you know, um, it's pretty. I'll say that. Um, but yeah, if choices are gonna matter in an RPG, I want them to really matter. And I know I keep bringing up Dispatch, and part of that is because it's episodic. And I've only played the first 4 episodes. I have not played the most recent 2. But there is a choice that I had to make at the end of episode 3, I think it was. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, it really fucked my gameplay, right? But I was like, you know what? The choice mattered. Like,
Yeah.
the choice mattered, and now my dispatches, they ain't going so great, right? Like, if I was really working this job, I would have been fired. But the choices mattered, right? And it felt very pivotal in that moment.
So what's everyone's favorite game where they felt like a choice really mattered?
Baldur's
We
Gate
all have
3.
one. Okay. No,
Baldur's
Baldur's Gate 3 is
Gate
a
3.
great,
I mean,
great
How
pick.
many different ways you can play that game with the
oof.
choices you make? Like playing, you know, if you choose to go any of like the pre-made characters, choose to play Astarion or,
Mm-hmm.
whoever, making your own character or going Dark Urge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Urge is a great show because that's like, yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Even though you're pigeonholed in some choices to bring the storyline, you still have big choices that overall matter how you play Dark Urge.
Mm-hmm.
So, and especially if you're playing not by yourself, you're playing with other people who are making other choices too, who they're romancing, who they're choosing to kill and save. It affects you and your choices
Mm-hmm.
as well. So I feel like that specific game, like I've played solo and I've played with multiple different people. I've played with my partner, I've played with a group of people. Like the choices everyone makes are so just different that
Yeah.
just the outcomes. Like, did you choose to kick the squirrel or not? Like, has a huge impact on like just things. Like, I mean, I feel like the kicking the squirrel isn't a huge spoiler, but like if I were to get
It's
into
so
some deep
memed.
things,
Everyone knows.
yeah. So I feel like, there are just some choices that you can make in the game that can, I feel like, impact you as a player too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when things happen and you choose not to save certain people and you find out the outcome, you're just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Or how you
Yeah.
can get totally fucked if you decide to try to defeat people that you're not the right level.
Mm-hmm.
Going in as a
Yeah.
level 3, try to beat a level like 10, you're like, well, fuck, I just shit myself. Yeah.
The Dungeons and Dragons experience. Like,
Yeah.
Literally. Oh
yeah.
my
Go back
God.
go back a couple saves. You know.
Not if you're doing honor mode. Ain't no
Oh,
save
Yeah,
for honor mode.
I feel like that's
I'm
the
not gonna
only
do
mode
that. I
I
play
haven't
actual Dungeons
attempted.
and Dragons. TPKs are fine. Like, but I'm not doing that in a video game. Get fucked. Like,
Yeah. No.
But you got to get
No.
that golden die somehow. Got
I
to get the
don't.
achievement.
It's called a mod.
Got to
Called
get the
mods.
achievement.
I don't want the golden mods. I want the iridescent ones that I can choose in the mods selection. Sorry for
No
those
one
who
gives a shit about Steam achievements. Come on.
no.
Like,
What do
I
you mean?
want
I love them. I have
what is
not
it?
100% the game, so.
You can keep your gold dice. I just want the mods that can give what's his name? Big boobies. What is it? Big naturals.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I see his face. I see his
it's
face and
not
I
Gale,
think
is it? It can't possibly be Gale.
no, it's
No. Is it Will? Or Halson?
no, no, it's he's the crip looking dude.
Oh,
I forget his
Withers.
name.
Withers.
Withers Big Naturals.
Becky's, but no, I know that much. I know that much.
I have seen pictures of this.
Yeah, I think maybe we've talked about it on the pod before. I've talked about it with someone before, with Withers
Oh
Big
my
Naturals. I'll
god.
take Withers Big Naturals over Golden Dice, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 out of 10. This is
Mm,
D&D. Like, if I want
I mean,
the corpse to have big titties, this is D&D. Like,
As someone who plays
okay.
D&D, has, like, eh, has played actual plays online and stuff like that, uh, you know, I will take mods and play the chaotic Like, I don't ever think I've played like a regular. Oh, maybe I have tried to do a regular Baldur's Gate 3 run. I don't know. I started and stopped like 16 times with 16 different,
That's
you
fair.
know,
That's part of the Baldur's Gate experience.
right?
yeah.
And now that they
That's
have the
D&D,
mods,
baby.
yeah,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
depending, that's even part of the D&D experience. My DM let us change characters or gave us the option to change characters, and I'm the only one who changed. Um, so it does feel like the D&D experience. Shout out
yeah.
to Andy, aka Mr. Clamps, for letting me switch characters in our D&D campaign.
My partner always is usually the DM. He's the forever DM. So he always says, "All right, at least everyone gets to re-choose people before level 3. At level 3, well, you're stuck with your character unless they die." So,
That's
That's
fair.
absolutely fair.
Our campaign
I would,
is crossing over with our previous campaign. So
mhm,
because of the way he has uh, woven the two together, there was
mhm,
a moment where he was like, all these characters are like in the space together. If you want to
mm,
go back and play, like if you want to bring your previous character in, you can choose to do that. Like if not, like they're they're closed out. Um, and the character that I had created for this campaign, unfortunately, definitely was gonna turn evil if I had kept playing her. And I was like, we might need to switch it up because I was like, this will be the reason that everybody dies. So
we
I
definitely
switched
have to put
characters.
like we definitely have to put like a goal. Like, if our next girl pod short gets like 30 likes, we will do a gamer social club one shot live play of D&D. Like, absolutely.
Oh my god,
Like,
that'd be amazing. I
Baldur's Gate run?
absolutely would.
or Baldur's Gate
Baldur's
run.
Gate run?
I've got it on my
Oops.
PC. Like,
I was like, I've
Oops,
got
all
Baldur's
just
Gate
bards?
on my PC. I've
Oops, all
I've
bards?
oh my god, the Bard party. That actually the first time I finished Baldur's Gate, I was playing a Bard, and the second time I was doing Dark Urge, but I made them a barbarian.
Mm,
And I was a short little
love a barbarian.
barbarian, and I played it
Love
with
a barbarian.
Sean, um, and I did not resist the urge. So I still need to do a playthrough where, and I started one, but I haven't finished it. I want to do a playthrough where I resist the urge because again, with like the branching narratives and your choices mattering, like I want to
mhm,
keep following, um, like I want to keep following that like path and see where it goes.
yeah. It's like it I feel like my partner has so many playthroughs. It's like, "I'm starting another playthrough," and other people I talk to, "I'm starting my Dark Urge," or, "I'm starting my Honor run." Like, my friend was like, "I'm starting my Honor run today. I'm stopping my Honor run today."
I've started a few honor runs. I think I've only started one on my own. And I still have the save, I just haven't finished it, or I haven't gone back to it. Um, I was trying to do honor runs with friends for a bit, because then what we were doing was that one of us would not be, like, in the fight, so that way you wouldn't actually TPK. So
Okay,
you
that's a
could
cheese. I don't
it
I
was
don't
a
agree with
cheese.
this.
It
I
was
don't
a
agree with
cheese.
this. Like,
Like,
no,
and we were
I
like,
don't agree
"Okay,
with
you can do
this.
this." It ended up not that's the thing, it ended up not being fun after a bit, which is why we never went back to it. Like, it didn't help that some of the people that we played with did not pay attention, which normally why they
Mhm.
weren't there. But we were like, "This isn't really fun. This isn't really how you play." Yes, there is a thing called split the party. We were like, if we were splitting the party and, like, they were actually doing something, that'd be different, but half the time they weren't doing anything. And it was a weird time to do it because some of us knew the game too well and some of us didn't know the game at all. I almost feel like if you're gonna do an honor run with a party, you have to all know the game well or not know it at
Yeah.
all. And at this point, good luck finding someone. Good luck finding someone who wants to play Baldur's Gate 3 but hasn't played it or doesn't know it well at this point. Like, because I feel like most people have already dived in.
Oh yeah.
I
Hmm.
haven't dived into the new subclasses, so that'll be fun when I go back to it.
I think the last character I played was trying to remember. It was um Chapel Gnome. She was a bard gnome. She
Love
had like
that.
flowing red hair.
Nice.
I was like, I definitely need to play a character like this because I don't think I played a bard before and was like not really interested because I'm not a hugely when I play D&D, I usually stick towards non-casters. It's just like
Okay.
my thing.
Okay.
Um, but someone told me that I couldn't play a rogue one more time because they wanted to be the rogue for once, and I was like, so I'm trying to get into casters, but it's a lot. It gets overwhelming, and so like I feel like that's why you cannot. It's not one for one with D&D. So if you
Mm-hmm.
haven't played before, don't think that D&D and Baldur's Gate are one for one because they're not.
No.
They're similar, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about David Gator, who also did Neverwinter Nights,
Yeah.
which I had played a long time ago, and I think that's what actually started my interest into Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay.
But I know that
Oh.
Neverwinter Nights was 3rd edition, not 5e, but still similar, not the same. But it wasn't the online MMO. I think it was just like the
Yeah,
I don't
they did Neverwinter Nights, and then because BioWare did Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and I think David Gator was brought on as like a
for 2.
story, yeah,
Yeah,
for Baldur's Gate 2, which is still a
yeah.
great game. If you go into expecting Baldur's Gate 3, you're going to be fucking disappointed.
Gonna be
But it's still
disappointed.
a absolute
Yes.
banger of an RPG. But please
Yes.
bear in mind the fact it came out in the 90s.
Yes.
Like,
Baldur's Baldur's Gate 2 was in there's 2 Baldur's Gate 2. Shadows of Amn and Throne of Baal. 2001, 2001
Mm-hmm.
like so
And
but
you know
they're
what?
nothing
Those are
like
playable on
Baldur's Gate 2.
Steam, unlike
Mhm.
freaking DragonAge. Sorry, I'm
both
still
of them
mad
have
at the
also
DragonAge
just
thing.
been no, but both of them have just been put onto Xbox Game Pass also, so you can play them for nothing if you have Xbox Game
No
Pass.
DragonAge.
Well, no,
Again,
Dragon Age is also free on Xbox Game Pass through
Yeah, but
EA
not on
Play if
Steam.
you have
It's not on. It's not playable on Steam.
there's mods, bro. There are mods to
Such a
make it
pain.
playable.
I
Like,
just want to download it and play.
sorry, but you have a PC that's not acceptable. Babe.
Listen, I just want to download it and play so that way I can say, yes, I have time to play Dragon Age while also making sure I get all my reviews in on time for Gamer Social Club and actually
You don't
work
have to
and
get
do all this.
you don't have to get your reviews on time. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't
we're
mind.
besties with the review editors, so
Yeah, I've heard she's pretty
she's just
chill.
yeah.
And like as long as it's a good review, not that it has to be good about the game. Like we're always very honest. But I've heard that she's much as long as the review is well written and is well is well done, then she's pretty chill about any of the embargo stuff. Like I've heard. That's what I've
You've
heard.
heard. You've
I
heard.
don't know her personally,
As someone
but I
who
have
drags
heard
their
that
feet and is like, "Hey, this embargo drops in 3 hours. I do well under pressure. You can't."
I am always under pressure, and I can't work under no pressure because I'm just like,
Yes, that's me.
what's over there?
Yeah, that's
What's
me.
that over
So
there?
like,
It's like, oh, another ball pit run? What?
Oh, another
yeah,
Super Fantasy Kingdom run. Oh,
Yeah, so, like, that's me when it's like, "Okay, I'm done with the game, I can start writing," and I'm like, "Apple? Banana? This what? Oh, DVD has 2v8 now? Okay, I
Oh my
guess I
god,
can
I
put it off till
know.
tomorrow." Things like that, like but thankfully, the editor's pretty cool, I know her or something.
You know a guy.
Yeah,
I know a
yeah,
guy.
yeah, she's pretty chill. Like,
Feed her gin, tell her she's pretty, well, so,
absolutely.
but
You know.
but, like, we're talking about, like, these games, like, the d I is it we were talking about this last pod, like, where, we as millennials have chosen, to, like, go back into games and, choosing, uh, video games, like, as that escape even at our age.
Mhm.
Is our choice games because we have do we enjoy, like, choose choice games because of our like, do you know what I mean? Like, do we choose them because of being able to have control over
Um,
Mhm. To feel
like,
like we
life in
have
that?
control over life?
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
I will choose the decisions in this game, and I can
yeah,
see it all play out in front of me. And even if it's bad, at least I know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
mhm.
Versus real life, where I'm like, well,
Well, the shit
all seems
falls
like
where
it's
it
gone to
is.
fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was, like, sitting here, I'm like, "Is that what" like, you have, like, that
That
moment, and you're
moment.
like, "Hmm, maybe that's why, because we have not had as much control over our lives as we thought we did, and so maybe that's why we tend to maybe that's why Baldur's Gate 3 has games like Baldur's Gate 3 have been such a mass success because all the choices matter.
Mhm.
Maybe
yeah,
that's why Dragon Age, when it was in its prime, was, like, the game because people had choices in a world where, they really didn't.
Mhm.
And maybe
yeah,
that's why it's a favorite of game choices. Like, when choosing a game, it's one game you have a choice about, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
It's also because
yeah,
yeah,
David did a
absolutely.
really good job writing. We'll give him his kudos.
Oh yeah, he's a great writer. He's absolutely a great
yeah.
writer.
I mean,
But yeah,
how
mhm.
there's not that many books that were turned into games. Was it one way? It was the other way around. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it
With
was the other
which
way
one?
around. So
Because the first Dragon Age Origins came out in 2009, but his first book came out in 2012.
Yeah, the
No,
game.
2009, around the same time,
Mhm.
right?
yeah, so he wrote all of the setting and stuff like
Mhm.
that for Dragon Age, and wrote like Zebran, Morgan, like Alistair. He wrote all of the characters, um, but he also wrote like the prequel novel,
Mhm.
um, and then another one of the novels, and they all came out like roughly the same time.
Okay.
And I think he also wrote the expansion because before DLCs existed, we used to get expansions.
Yep.
So Dragon Age Awakening, you bought on a disc as an expansion and was an absolute banger slapped. Like, give me more of
Yes.
this. I don't want your shitty DLC that is like 5 minutes after the story and you've cut it out of the game that has nothing to do with anything that's like 5 minutes long. Give me a Dragon Age Awakenings, which was like a 10-hour campaign and
Mhm.
only cost me £20 on disc. Like, what the fuck are you doing, the video games industry? Like, goddamn.
Um, so should I tell you, Candy, that Dragon Age is available on the EA app or EA?
Can I still even use the EA app? I mean, we also talked about EA a lot last week because the sale. I mean, we talked about it in the context of really The Sims, right? Because that was the one. And it's almost like I don't even want to talk Dragon Age with like the with the sale because and again, having not played Veilguard, but having heard that it was very therapy speak, supposedly. And again, I haven't played it, so I'm not saying it is or it isn't.
Mhm.
Your choices did not matter, is the big thing in
But the
Veilguard. They
right,
did not matter.
it didn't matter. So like that kind of sucked. Um, and if we even get another Dragon Age, which a part of me is like, maybe it's better that we don't. Um, if you've sullied the great name of it. I mean, also Inquisition was just such a high point in the series. Because
Yeah.
my gosh, like I still sometimes think of Inquisition. I'm like, damn. Which was part of the reason I was excited for Veilguard until I started hearing about Veilguard. But um
Yeah.
I mean I'm not opposed to trying it
Veilguard
on the
was
EA app. But
Veilguard was fine. But it lost a lot of what Dragon Age was for me.
the core of it, that's the thing. Like I want that grit.
Yeah.
I want it to be not that it's not rough around the edges, but I want the characters to be a little more rough and raw and like
Yeah.
that is part of the appeal.
Yeah. And they removed all of the fact that your choices matter. So there was no Dragon Age keep. There was nothing like they asked you some questions at the start, and I didn't. I didn't feel like they mattered. I didn't feel like any of my choices for the previous games mattered. And I was a bit like, eh. Uh,
Lame.
and they changed all the. I mean, they've changed the combat from every single Dragon Age game. I
Yeah,
don't want
that
to
I
be
don't
like,
care.
oh yeah. They made it so like not RPG. It was like
Mm,
so actiony. It was very Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Like oh, you pull up the thing and everything is all happening at once. And I'm like, well, when I played Dragon Age, I usually played it using the um like almost the PT controls where you can
mhm.
like move your people around and stuff like that. And it's like that's all gone in Veilguard. And I think that there's so much bad faith criticism about Veilguard that it overwhelms the fact, the good faith criticism that it just wasn't necessarily a great Dragon Age game.
Mhm.
Like, I don't give a shit about Solus and his fucking egghead. Like, I do not care. Like, I do not care about your bald elf fucking boyfriend. Like, I don't care. Like,
He
I
wasn't
get
even
it.
that
Like,
hot.
he's an egg. He's literally an egg. Like, what the? I don't want a fucking egg. That's weird. Um, but
No,
also, at the same time,
like
is like
you had
he's
like
an interesting enough character, and I
he's
do understand what they did with him in Trespasser. And
mhm.
yes, like we're not going to do any spoilers, but yes, he's very significant.
Yes.
But you either make him a villain who is like a good villain, or make him even a sympathetic villain, but you
Mhm.
can't have fucking both. And for me, Veilguard seemed like they were trying to do both. It's like, oh, he's like
Mm.
super sympathetic, but also was you're trying to tap into the fact that he was your character's friend in the last game without acknowledging the Inquisitor mostly at all.
Oh,
Um,
no.
like
And it's
there's
not like
bits and bobs
you're not
here, and
playing
like
the Inquisitor, you're playing a different character, so it's also like, who
yeah, but it's
cares?
like, oh, and he's the villain, but then it's like, oh, here's all his sympathetic motivations, and it's like, okay, but also none of this is relevant to the world that we are in now. Like this would have been sympathetic motivations like 3,000 years ago, like when this
Yeah.
all happened. And now he's just a bit of a dick, to be honest. And it's like, oh, but we're tying it all into this and like the maker and like the
No.
darkspawn and stuff, and it just didn't really hit for me. And I know
Mhm.
lots of people online are like, oh no, but they've been foreshadowing this for this and that, and I was like, I don't see that. Like, you can pull the connections together if you want. I I give someone money on Patreon that does Dragon Age lore, and I fucking don't see it. But if you see it, I'm glad that you do, and I'm glad you had a great time. And I'm not going to say that you shouldn't. For me, it just seemed like they were like, how can we pull this all together and make it seem like a thing? And I was like, none of this is landing for me.
Fair.
There's none of the things that you were hinting at before that are coming back to this, and the things that were hinted at before that you're bringing back to this seem super forced. You can say, yeah, they were foreshadowing it, but the foreshadowing doesn't seem good when it seems like you've just strong-armed it into a story to make it about
Mhm.
a fucking egg who, in the flashback sequences, had the worst undercut I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, what the fuck? He's either an egg or he's got like fucking like K-pop hair. Cal Lane, what the fuck are you doing? I don't understand. Like, the fuck is this? Like, he's not even that interesting of a character. Come on, like, where's Cole? Where's the ghost boy who could see things that were happening in the fade? He's like, oh, nowhere. Just like hanging with his egg some more. Fuck off. I hate the egg. He's dumb. I hate him.
V's gotta have a lot of feelings about Solus, apparently.
I
I
just didn't
love
think he
it.
was that interesting, man. Like, it's just like, and they were like, oh no, we're going to do the full fourth game just being like him being an egg. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
I love it. Him being an egg. Oh my
he's an
god.
egg.
Egghead and undercuts.
Oh my
Like,
god.
get out of here. Get out of here. Like,
No, I mean, I bought it, so at some point I'm going to play it, but I just like it just keeps falling farther and farther on that backlog list, you know?
yeah.
Like, 'cause I'm like, well,
Um,
there's so many other
it
games to
definitely
play.
fell a little bit. The fourth one specifically definitely fell a little bit into the Marvel school of writing.
Mhm.
Also, I would say, um, like I'm not going to say anything bad about or go into where people are like, oh, it's so woke. I'm like, fuck off. I don't want to engage with you people. Like, you don't like video games. This is none of this is for you. Um, but it went super quippy. Like, oh,
Mm,
they fly
I
now.
don't
Oh, they fly now. And I'm like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. Like, we can deal with, and we can have good writing about serious topics
Mhm.
without making it. And I feel
Funny.
like they did in Dragon Age Origins. There's like
Yeah.
lots of very in depth and like handled serious topics about stuff like racism and slavery, and this is important, and this is things that should be shown through art, and the horrible things that this leads to.
Mhm.
And I think actually making it a bit quippy and a bit marble actually like degrades it. Like, you should be able to have these conversations very seriously without it being like, oh, but also the fly now. Like, I'm like, no, no. Like, we're all adults here. We can have an adult conversation about the fact that these things are wrong
Mhm.
and we should not be engaging in them. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and I've said this to other people, and, Britt, I'll be curious on your take too, right? Because and I think we've talked about this a bit on the pod maybe before you joined us, where it's like my parents didn't really necessarily shelter me from games, but they were there to have the conversations if something came up that like maybe I didn't understand, right? Or something that needed, I don't want to say parental intervention, but like a conversation, right? And I think there's a lot of games now that don't always have that, which I think sometimes is a detriment because then you have all these kids on a lot of these like online service games, right? Where they're exposed to so much worse, right? Whereas like in RPG or whatever, like if something, and obviously within reason, right? I'm not going to tell anybody to let a kid under the age of like 10 play Dispatch because there are some scenes that it's like, whoa. Um, you know, you don't need to see some girl getting railed in the opening of episode 4, right? Probably not necessary. She's enjoying it, but that's the opening of episode 4, right? But there are other things where it's like if you're talking about things like slavery or racism or whatever in the context of games and these fantasy worlds, right? That feels like this can be an opening to address something. And that's how my parents used to handle it, right? So like I would play a game and if I was like I don't understand why this is this, there would be a conversation, right? And I feel like instead we've removed a lot of that, or, we cover it with humor, and then people don't ever learn, not that you should be learning it fully from a game, right? And I'm not saying you should fully learn it from a game, but then people don't ever get to experience it in a safer context and then go and have that conversation, right? And the reason I say, like, you might have, like, a different insight and different take is because, like, I'm obviously not a parent, but I was a kid who had that experience with parents having that conversation with me when something was weird, right? And we're roughly around the same age, right?
Mhm.
So we grew up with very similar games, right? Whether or not we
Mhm.
played them all is different. But now sometimes when I look at these games, I'm like, had like that opportunity feels gone.
Mhm. Yeah. I didn't grow up with that type of oversight, like, if something in a game happened, because I feel like most games that I was allowed to play were very surface level.
Fair.
Um, like Spice Girls, you made people dance. Mary-Kate and Ashley, you had
I
to
remember
save
those.
the horse farm, like, things that were, like, not that were very surface level.
Mm-hmm.
But as an adult who got into games later in life, um, and raising a child who is absorbing video games just like her parents, like throwing she of course, she plays surface levels. She's not
Of
old enough to
course.
really play any deep games, but, um, she does play Legends of Zelda with my husband. And there are, as we continue to play games, like, we play games with her because, A, it's fun watching, like, that light go on and that joy to
Mm-hmm.
watch your kid, like, enjoy a game, but also because there are a lot of heavy stuff that can happen in games, despite, being able to, like, enjoy the game at that surface level. But there are so many undertones and discussions, like, you talk about something like Baldur's Gate. Despite it, being super fun in an RPG, there are lots of talks, especially, like, when you compare it to, like, Dungeons& and Dragons, where there is racism against
Mm-hmm.
certain, um, species and stuff like that. So, it's something to I feel like opens the door to those discussions, and as a person who really didn't get that, like, I don't feel like if I was playing non-surface level games, would have gotten that
Mm-hmm.
conversation. I feel like as a parent, that's who I want to be, and want to be for, like, if like, my nieces and nephews and things like that, and just having, not like a, "Do you understand, like, with this game," like,
Yeah.
forcing your kids to have that conversation, but more like, "Hey, how are you enjoying this game?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
having that open door, because I feel like that's what these games, and honestly, are trying to open that casual door to talk about this type of stuff,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
as a way to open conversations with other people about them. So, um, I think as a parent, you know, you should be aware of what your children are playing so you can
Yeah.
have those conversations, because you know, um there's some games that are not made for children, and,
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
um, but at the same time, like what you guys said about covering it with humor and stuff, like, it just makes it all that harder to have those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. And I think it's not like, hey, this thing is, it means this. Did you catch this? But it's definitely like that being ready to have that conversation, right? Like,
yeah, mhm,
being aware, and like I give my parents a lot of credit that they were ready to have those conversations if and when those conversations like came up, right? So it was like they were aware of the games that I was playing. A lot of them, I think they had the added benefit that my uncle also played a lot of them, so they would kind of know what was coming. But right? Like, because my dad definitely would not play a JRPG, but my uncle would, so at least there was someone to bounce things off of. Not that I would ever have those conversations with my uncle, but there was like okay, we can be ready to have that conversation, or at least open to it, right?
Mhm.
Like, not
Mhm.
even being open to it, I think is like a really difficult thing because I think especially in the day and age of like the internet, right? If they're not open to that conversation with you and they don't have a trusted adult of some, because you mentioned like your niece and nephews, like if they don't have a trusted person to go to, where do you think they're going to get that information from? And is it actually going to be good information, right? And
Mhm.
like I have friends with kids and I jokingly call, one of them like my niece because if there are things she'll come to me and she'll ask me questions and we'll talk about games and her mom will do the same thing. She'll be like, I remember a couple years ago, uh, she was only maybe 12 or 13. Um, and her mom was like, so she's probably gonna ask you about this game Danganronpa. Do you think she could play it? And I was like, absolutely not. I was like, no. I was like, do not like, and knowing who she was, right? And that's the other thing, like knowing who this kid is, knowing, what they're into and, all these things. I was like, no, like not ready to play Danganronpa, like unless someone's literally gonna sit there the whole time, like and play it, right? But and then later on there were conversations about why, right?
Mhm.
But I was like, not all kids have that, right? And then if you don't have if they don't have a trusted adult, they can't get that information anywhere. If we're just sugarcoating all these things in these video games that could potentially give us a safe space for a conversation, right? If we're just covering it with humor, right? You get people that don't know how to deal with emotions or feelings or whatever it is that they need to deal with. And then we end up, with incels who hate everything because they've never had a good outlet. And I'm not saying that's the only path to that, but like we end up in this society where nobody knows how to handle anything, right? Or because I don't think that the only way to learn how to handle something should be through experiencing it, right? There are safer ways to experience things and things like art and books and literature and now in 2025 video games can be a way to do that. Right. And I know I've jokingly said that like video game sex is safe sex, right? And I've said that as like haha funny, but dealing with important impactful moments or self-discovery can also be something that happens in video games, right?
Mhm.
If
Okay,
there's an openness. But
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, it's like it's very important for children who are playing video games, especially like my niece and nephew play video games, but they're like 5 and 3, so they
mhm.
play like Mario Kart, and
Yeah.
it's basically them watching me play it. But as they start playing them as they get older, like obviously their mums, like both their mums will talk to them about the themes and stuff of it. And if they're in my house and we're talking about it, then I'll talk to them about the themes of it. But I think is a really good point, and the fact is like if you're not exposed to this necessarily throughout your childhood, because you might be sheltered or something like that, like this is a safe space for people to see the consequences of some of these things or
Mhm.
like learn about them as a like older teenager, young adult. Like
Mhm.
this doesn't have to be just for children.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to sugarcoat these topics because they're very important and art is supposed to be challenging. Like
Mhm.
not obviously not every video game has to be like we're gonna have a sit down serious chat here. Like
I'm not gonna
sometimes we can just
dissect when you send me a blue shell.
yeah, like sometimes we can just sit down and play 7 hours of Super Fantasy Kingdom and forget what we were doing. But like the reason that like Metal Gear Solid and stuff like that are considered classics is because they were dealing with pretty heavy fucking shit. Like,
Mhm.
and people. The thing is, like, lots of grifters and stuff like that online will just be like, "Oh no, it was just a good game," and it's like, Yeah, it is a good game." But the point is like it was dealing with heavy topics and it made people think about these heavy topics because
Mhm.
that's what art is supposed to do.
Yep.
Like we shouldn't be regressing on this to be like, oh no, that's too political for a video game or that's too woke. like mess me with that shit, you can fight with me in the comments or at my house. Like if you think that woke is if
But if you're
woke is
flying to
something
her
that is
house, please
bad,
also buy me a
like
ticket so I can go. I will
so she
referee.
can watch me knock you the fuck out in my driveway. Like absolutely not. Like no, like none of this. But this I don't think we should be sheltering children. I think it's really important in the age of the internet that people are super hyper aware of what their children are looking at because
Mhm.
goddamn, like we should be super hyper aware of what our parents are looking at on the internet or like our friends are looking at on the internet. Misinformation is fucking everywhere.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that we necessarily need to sanitize art
Yes.
in order to make it more palatable. Because it's supposed to be challenging. And if you're playing it, you're watching it, you're engaging with it, and you feel like you're being challenged, then maybe you should reflect on why you
Mhm.
feel uncomfortable with what you're being shown. Because potentially it's because you have a mismatch about what is actually the right thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we talk
Mm.
about how, um, cozy games usually have, like, this learning moment, like, in a lot of cozy games, like, the storyline is forefront, and we talk about how cozy is what you make it, but, in these lower gear games, the puzzle games, how there's sometimes just, like, the storyline is the forefront, and the gameplay is kind of the background. And then more in high intensity games, it's kind of the opposite,
Mhm.
you know, where but I feel like regardless of the game, regardless of the coziness, um, you know, making sure that like you do pay attention to the storyline because, it does a lot of games current and past reflect on like things that we're currently or past going through. And
Mhm.
it is a however you digest it, whether it's high, low gear type of games, you know, there's a well-written storyline. Well, even if it's, something that you've never really thought of, like reflecting on the storyline and the topics addressed. Um, because it could
Yeah.
be told so many ways. So, um, don't just think just because we're playing cozy games, we just like to reflect on our feelings and stuff like that. Like they're in they're in the like
Mhm.
big games too. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they're absolutely there. So to move towards closing us out, if there was a game that you had to recommend that maybe touched upon something that maybe people don't know how to handle or don't experience, what is a game that you would recommend sort of in that like vein, if you have one? Because I have one that comes to mind.
You go, because I'm sure one will come to mind.
So
Okay.
one game that I played, uh, that dealt with things, and this was more of like adult-ish themes, but
Mhm,
I played a game called Mind Lock the Apartment, and it was sort of a puzzle game, um, visual novel where you had to figure out the clues and do certain things, and select certain choices. It's not a choices matter game. It's very much a straightforward. You have to do things in a
mhm,
specific order to continue going. Um, but what was very interesting about it was that you were playing as a guy who it says mind lock, but he was really locked in his apartment because it was dealing with the way his mental state was processing the pressure from his parents, the pressure from outside society, the lack of like connectedness with everything. And through part of the game he actually goes and revisits some of like his in his mind revisit some of his like childhood experiences, to re-find like a sense of wonder and becoming his own person. And it's only through experiencing that and becoming his own person again and standing up for himself that he's actually able to leave the apartment, right? But it really, well, it's like, oh, it's this puzzle game. We're putting things together. And some of it was very like blatant, where it's like, stand up to your parents and find your childhood wonder. I was like, but we're also dealing with this man's depression and how all of these things has manifested to literally make the door handle fall off the door so he can't escape like the feelings and the emotions that he's dealing with, right? So it was a very well done game. It was some of the puzzles were a little bit difficult, and some of them were because it's just not my vein of puzzles. Whereas some of them I was like, I would need this to be tangible. I can't do it on a flat 2D surface. Um, but very interesting game if you're thinking that you're sort of experiencing some of that, or feel like you're alone in experiencing some of those things. And obviously family and societal pressures can be a real thing. Um, and it's one of those games that can be very comforting to see a character move past that and be their own person, right? And find their way forward. Um, but a topic that I think people maybe don't necessarily talk about a lot, but something they could experience like through that, and maybe even find some hope that if this guy that looked all thrown together and awful at the start of the game could do it, so could you. But that's my rec.
I'm gonna say Spirit Fair.
Ooh, good one.
I
That's such a good
love
one.
absolutely love Spirit Fair. Um, I played through it with my community and was sobbing on stream. Sobbing. So if you've never played Spirit Fair, you play as Stella, who is a fairy master to the deceased, and as you play through the game, um, friends from your past, um, some of them from your past, some of them that you befriend, uh, join your fairy, and you build homes for them, and you usher them into the afterlife after you've befriended them. But you learn their stories, how they got to where they are, and explore different just seasons of yourself, and I think it's kind of like flashbacky as much, um, and it's about letting go and the story of loss and dying, um, and it's not just about the death of the person you are, but seasons of your life you've left behind, um, and moving on to the next season of life, and I just think it's a beautiful way to kind of journey through that in a video game. Like I said, I was sobbing at sometimes leaving some of my people behind, and I just think it's a beautiful way to just kind of navigate that. Um, just I feel like as we get older,
Mhm.
you come closer and closer to that, and I just think it's a beautiful way to kind of navigate that. So, Spirit Fair, 100%.
Yeah.
Alright, how about you? You
The
got one?
I will say the little hedgehog, the little old lady hedgehog in Spirit Fairy's name is Alice, and that is the name
Sounds
of my gran. And I've never cried so hard at a video game in my life. There was someone else in my house at the time when I was playing it, and they came through from the other room to check if I was okay, because it was a full blown grief sob. So I would certainly um to a Spirit Fair recommendation. It's a
yeah.
wonderful, wonderful game.
I think
Um,
especially because Anne specifically, I'll spoil it a little bit for people because it's not a huge spoiler, but at the end when you're getting ready to usher Anne into the end of her life, you have to help her down off this ledge, and it is a very slow walk, and it broke me.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I do, I do, I
Yeah.
do, I do.
So if you are want to get into your
You want a
emotions,
good
Spirit
cry?
yeah,
You you wanna have a good grief sob on the couch? Absolutely. Like just
yeah,
like a howl that will make your neighbors think that maybe there's something wrong. Like
yes,
Spirit Fair is the game for you.
yes.
Um I think the game that I would suggest is Bastion, which
Ooh.
is Supergiant's first game, I believe. I played it when it first came out on the Xbox in the arcade on my Xbox 360. Um, and it's about the trying to find life at the end of the world. So it happens after something called the calamity, and the world is sort of collapsed, and you're trying to rebuild a little bit of something at the end of that. And you meet some people and you bring them back to try and help rebuild. Um, Fantastic narrator is Logan Cunningham, who we have spoke about as fantasy guest before. I think it was his first role for Supergiant, and the the silkiest voice known to man talking through everything you do is such a great way to go through this world where something terrible has clearly happened and you're not quite sure what. Um, but at the end of it, you get a choice to make. And it is one of the hardest choices I feel like I've ever had to make in video games. I did have to put my controller down and walk away from my console for a bit to think about it. Um, because it's all about choosing, trying to bring back what you've lost and potentially a better future. And I think that that is something that we all have to go through at some points in our lives, because you know life happens and sometimes it can be really difficult, and it can be really easy to stick into the bad bits of it. But uh, that's not to say that you can't take positives from it and move forward.
Mhm.
But I would highly recommend it. I think that it is a fantastic game, and given the state that the world can be in at the moment,
Yeah.
it is pretty poignant in some of the things that happen. So that would
And
be my recommendation.
even being 5, 10, 15 years old, some of these games
Mhm.
are still
Mm.
relevant and still
Yeah.
kind of beautiful ways to reflect on those emotions without necessarily having to go through them.
Mhm.
Or yeah, like because Bastion is came out in 2011,
Yeah.
Spiritfarer
Love
in
that.
2020. Yeah. Uh,
Mhm.
so
Me
just
crying
kind of
on my fucking floor when I used to have a gamer chair at that bit of my floor. I didn't even have a fucking couch, just me sitting on a chair in the middle of my floor. You know those pictures you see. It's like
Oh, the
men say
male
that there's
living
a male
spaces?
loneliness, it was a loneliness epidemic, and then you come round to this. This is how I lived in 2011. Like, but it's just me in a gaming chair in the middle of my floor in front of like a small TV, just crying. Like,
uh,
So if you
it's okay.
2 are f
I've got
oh,
a couch now.
you've got a couch. Got a couch now. So if you are feeling the seasonal depression or the seasonal emotions and you need a good cathartic cry, you have some recommendations based on whatever it is you feel that you can handle. This is not saying to please go play emotional games if you can't handle them. Please make sure that you are
oh,
playing what you can play when you can play it, and what you feel like you are equipped to handle at the time. Um, but now you have
and even
some
as
recs.
adults
Yeah,
and
even
even
as
as
adults.
adults. But what I mean is, like, even as adult, like, we were talking about kids having those conversations, even as an adult, if you feel
Mhm.
like you need someone to have a conversation with, do it.
Yeah.
Your therapist, a friend, your internet friends. Our internet friends, like, have conversations with
Hop
them.
into the Discord. We'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
We
Join
will.
the Discord. Maybe we'll give you some more recommendations.
There's always recommendations in there. Always. There's game of the month. There's recommendations. There's random, hey, we should play this game. Who wants to hop on? Sometimes there's just us sitting in a voice channel playing games, and you can check those out.
Or
So
if you wanna see a game before you play it, it's a great way to go over to the website.
it's a great way to do it. See, I don't even have to do the segues now. Britt's like, I got you on the segues. See, it's beautiful. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself, that you're playing some games, that you're checking out the Discord. And maybe most importantly, kidding that this is most important, but it is still important to us. Make sure that you like this YouTube video, this podcast, if you did enjoy it. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can see more of this, so that you can also see the news podcast every week. Or maybe we don't get as much in the feels in the news podcast, but we leave that for Girl Pod and other things on GSC. But like, subscribe, share with your gamer friends, leave a comment, and join the Discord. Join us. Come join us. And make sure that you stick
Join
around for
us.
next week's episode. And the shorts and the things. I'm going to find some shorts. Make sure that I'm not just wasting my time finding some shorts.
And look after yourselves and play some great games.
Yes. Always play some great games and always look after yourselves. Self-care is best care, no matter where you are or what you're doing.
A self-care playing video games?
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
110%. What do you think the rest of us are going to do most of this weekend?
Write my review on Dream Garden.
There you go.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure the review editor is going to be super chill with that. Like,
Yeah. Maybe I'll get in a couple 2v8s first.
sure. Yeah, go for
I
it.
mean, it's
You
only
go
here
for
for a few weekends, It's a limited
It's
time.
true.
Limited time. But make sure you take care of yourselves, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.